Hi, my name is Leah Mulholland. I'm an Arabic and anthropology major with a psychology minor here at Bloomsburg, and I chose a topic that I've been passionate about for quite some time, and that is technology in the classroom. I'll be speaking about the benefits and disadvantages with examples of both. So, to get right into it, benefits. First on the list is engagement. Traditionally dull subjects turn into something fun with games, colors, videos, pictures, anything at the teacher's disposal to make a subject interesting. They have the power to with technology. This leads to more knowledge retention if students find the material interesting. They go home and they tell their family because they genuinely learned something from their experience. Next, it encourages individual learning. This is so important. In 2019, we are all about inclusion, and that just doesn't stop at the classroom. That's where it can be fostered and done beautifully. Teachers have the ability to help any student with any learning style through apps, games, and individualized programs. Visual learners, tactile learners, audio learners can all benefit from this style of learning thanks to technology. Next, it develops useful technology skills. Starting at a young age with these skills can be beneficial because they will have almost a lifetime of knowledge about it when they get to be a college age. They'll have about 20 years of technology at their disposal by the time they graduate. We putter around with basic computer programs that children, if they're exposed to at a young age, will breeze by with. This can also help them with their future. Starting them at a young age, whether they continue academically into college or not, can help them in their future jobs and just with life in general. Technology isn't going anywhere, and it's important to teach children how to use it well, especially when it comes to politics in the news with reliable and unreliable sources. We need to teach our children how to properly examine sources to figure out whether there's something we want to partake in or not. Next, it saves paper. Having technology in the classroom is like having 1,000 ebooks in your hand at once. It also cuts down the cost on school supplies like pens, papers, and erasers even, because children can do their math problems, can do their spelling all on their tablets or by using Word. Lastly, the teachers benefit. They go to bed knowing they've fulfilled their duties as a teacher by helping each student to their best abilities with using technology. Like I mentioned before, those individualized learning plans will make a world of difference for those students struggling to learn the conventional way. Next, we'll be speaking about the disadvantages of technology in the classroom. That starts with classroom distraction. That is the last thing teachers want to hear is in their classroom, a distraction. Some students see technology as a beautiful vehicle to ignore their teacher, professor, anyone speaking, and play games and not do their work, find anything to do except for the task at hand. Next is lack of social interactions. Google provides students with any answer they want in a matter of seconds, rather than asking a teacher or peer for help. That would put them in sometimes an uncomfortable situation, but that's part of conflict resolution and part of being a versatile adult in the end. Next is cheating. Like I mentioned, Google has any answer you could ever want. And even with things like lockdown browsers, students can find a way around it and get the answers without knowing the material. And that doesn't help anyone in the end, because then they truly don't know what they're learning. Like I mentioned before, students can become victim to unreliable sources if not taught properly. Sometimes teachers themselves don't even know how to look for unreliable sources. And so students feel as if they're on their own and will just take anything on the internet as fact. Next, it's expensive for schools. It is so expensive to have a 1-to-1, meaning one student to one device ratio at their school. It's expensive to hire technical assistants to help when things crash or freeze. It's also expensive to keep materials up to date from year to year. You buy a 2015 laptop brand new, and it feels like in the matter of 5 minutes it's already outdated, buggy, and slow, because you have to keep updating softwares and installing new things, sometimes buying new laptops or devices. Lastly, we have so many unknown health problems with having screens in our faces all day. Those who stare at screens all day are subjecting themselves to maladies we don't even know about yet, because technology being so readily accessible is extremely new. My senior year of high school, 2015, was the first my school has ever seen technology that vast in the classroom. And that was 2015. We've only had it in our school for 4 years. Can you imagine what it will be like in 50? We don't know the damage our screens can do to us. If it can cause cancer, if it can permanently damage our eyes. Do we want 4, 5, and 6-year-old children looking at computers all day when they should be outside playing and getting fresh air?
Mike Mulholland. I'm a teacher at the Tulpehocken Area School District in Berks County, Pennsylvania. I've been teaching for 21 years, and I basically have been teaching 7th to 12th grade students in my classroom. Over the last 21 years, I have seen technology come and go, and there's been a lot of new advances in technology. All of my students are on one-to-one laptop computers, and I will say that there are many benefits to that. We use the computers for research right in class. We don't have to go to the library. We use the computers for review, for games, for Jeopardy, for all different kinds of apps that are meant to help with the student learning. And it seems to be very successful, and generally the kids like those kinds of things. But I have also noticed that in recent years, because all of the kids have the laptops and have them constantly, there is something that I'd call technology fatigue, that the students come to a point where they just basically are so tired of using their device constantly through the day that they almost need to have a little bit of a break from it, where we can do some kind of activity in class where there's interaction, where we're talking, debating, something that is a much more personal thing. Many of the students have told me that that is something that they like about my classroom, that it's a mix, that we don't use technology constantly every day, day after day, that it's used, but it's not overly used. So if there be a drawback to technology, I think sometimes now that we have so much of it and it's so available, that it's overused and we have too much of it, and the kids have developed this technology fatigue. Overall, technology is very important to the classroom. I think good teachers are the teachers that can use technology and use it at points in their curriculum that help to aid the students in their learning, to customize the learning for students, but not overdo it and not beat them over the head with constant technology. So I'm happy about the technology that we have, but I also try to be very careful and not overuse it. Thank you.